The videos also will be posted in the portal. So everything is available. You don't have to have to worry about it. If you have already registered, you will get it by default. Otherwise, please share an email or something. So we will share the links. Okay. So fantastic sessions today: design thinking and then AI in strategy. So now I would like to introduce myself because it is my lecture, and then followed by from rest of the session today and tomorrow, all are international speakers. Okay, so don't miss them. And one more point is the YouTube channel link is shared. Please keep sharing to everybody because it's free to hear the experts. So having said that, I'll just start my session today. So brief introduction. I'm Shaik Abdul Khadar, the CEO of Data Labs India. So I'll just try to share my screen and then talk about it. It's better. Yeah. So let me share my full window so that. So let me know if you are able to see it. Yeah. Oh, I cannot see anything, so I'll just. I cannot see anything, so I'll just leave it. Praveen, if there is something, just you can poke me. Okay. So what we do is we have products and services. Food strategy is a comprehensive strategy management solution. And also we have services in strategy, manufacturing, and supply chain. And this is what we do. So this is a product suite, and this is a services part, and then we do have some implementation service. So we promote through strategy global strategy summit with an intent to connect business leaders and strategists to the organizations. Okay. So now let me. We have like around 40 minutes time now. I will try to. The topic is strategy analysis and formulation, a step-by-step approach. Okay, and then I will show you how it is to be done in flow strategy. So basically, let us start. A couple of our earlier speakers also gave a very nice perspective on strategy. I'll just continue that. So I'll take one step back. You're not able to see the screen? Sure. Okay. So let me try to share it. Sorry, gentlemen. This is a problem. Okay. I have to tokenize. Let me share my screen. I'm sharing entire window. Okay. So I'll try. Can you see now? Please tell me. Okay. Okay. I'll try to juggle between these two. So, strategy is not a very standard. Strategy is one of the most non-standard management processes across the globe. Okay, whether you like it or not. So everybody have their own approach, their own definitions, and their own ideas how the strategy look like. But let me try to consolidate and standardize as much as possible. Okay, so strategies some top thought leaders like Michael Porter. So what he says is strategy is about being different. It means deliberately choosing a unique set of activities to deliver the value. So that is very important. So Mitzberg, what he's saying is strategy is a pattern in a stream of decisions, not just a plan. Rommel, my favorite author, I'll talk about that. So good strategy has a diagnosis, leading policy, and coherent actions. We'll see more on that. Okay. So why strategy is more important, we all hear, is it will help you to clarify purpose and long-term goals, align the people and resources, and help navigate uncertainty and change, and make sure that the competitive advantage is built. So whether we like it or not, we have to think about strategy. Without strategy, we'll end up in a like a firefighting kind of thing and reactive mode. It will be very complex. Okay. So and strategy and planning and execution, these three things are different. So strategy is what we are going to do, okay, and then planning is how we'll reach there, and then execution is so how to do it, to how we reach there, kind of thing. Okay, so my favorite author, uh, Richard Rumelt, so he has said very clearly. So there is something, maybe he has a couple of books like a good strategy, bad strategy, and crux. I'll start with that. So good strategy has a kernel, it's a diagnosis, guiding policy, and coherent actions. Forget of everything else in your organization, whether it is a larger or mid-size or smaller. There is some key problem for you which is objecting you for your growth or for your business expansion. What is that? Unless you identify that point, it will be difficult for you to identify what need to be done. Okay, so and the most important thing is what he says is template style planning, like defining vision, values, and sequence. It does not help. That's what he says, and I truly believe in that. So you identify what is the crux of your organization, and then work on it. Okay, and then don't get lost. So bad strategy is very important to understand whether we have a bad strategy or not. So he says that fluff, there is no clarity, and empty slogans kind of thing. Failure to face problem. So if you have an organization where management leadership would like to avoid things, okay, so that avoiding the bad things will cost your company. So that's what it says. So if somebody wants to read it, this is one of the recommended book, and this is really truly a masterpiece. So he wrote recently in 2022. So he extended that. So he said the problem is he called it as a crux. So you identify, and then he also explained how to do that. So strategist, if you are in an organization and you are a strategist, so you need to diagnose it clearly, isolate the crux, and use judgment and focus energy and be flexible. So you identify that and you solve it. So don't go with a general talk and then group discussion, group thinking kind of thing. Avoid that. So one more thought leader I just put as a thought leader. So if I have use a highlighter, thought leaders. Okay. So this is especially for the larger organizations. If somebody has read the innovator's dilemma, so what he says is something what exactly opposite what we all think in general. So what did he say is, if you are doing a good job of satisfying your existing customers in whatever way, okay, so you may end up in a problem. Okay, there may be something else coming up, who are doing the cheaper, better, and products for the niche market, and they may go out of proportion to challenge you. So many organizations, which especially very larger ones, they go out of business because they think that existing customers, revenues, and all is something which is very important. Keep them happy, and then forget about the disruptive part of the innovation. So it is very interesting topic. Very larger organizations, even mid-sized organizations, need to think about it always. So uh, I would like to tell that strategy is not something standard. So don't copy strategy from everywhere. So if somebody has used a nice framework, you don't have to copy it, but you need to think. Your strategy needs strategy is one of the book written by Martin Reeves from Boston Consulting Group. They have written this very simplified approach. So it has like a different five different environments. Usually you might belongs to one of them. So it will give an idea that where to start. You don't have to start from square zero. So you can start from at least identify what type of company you are and what kind of key variables your company has, and then you take it forward. Don't just start a classical approach by any consultant or any other things. You think about yourself. So this is one thing. And as my friend said, Muhammad, so play to win is one of the popular framework. What I like most about this is it's very simple, easy to understand. There is no complexity in understanding. Very simple. What is our winning aspiration? Where to play? How to win? Very simple jargon. to understand. They have communicated very powerful message through their book in a very simpler way. Yes, they did not write much about the execution part. Before that execution, we have something called the balance scorecard kind of thing. We'll talk about it. And we talk about strategy, and we don't talk about Porter, then it is incomplete. Okay, so Porter is master of strategy domain. So his work is still valid, and it's going to be valid only with few add-ons on top of it. Like he talk about competitive advantage. So now he talk about cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. Now we talk about different model on top of it, extended by adding more dimensions to the competitive advantage, which we can see it later. Okay. So there is something called blue ocean strategies. Very interesting brainstorming session. You can do that, and then we have strategy in place. Let us say, and then you need to have an execution. So without execution, strategy does not work for you. So balance scorecard framework, which is called execution premium, is by far most popular, and it has a complete framework which touches everything in the organization. It is not complex, as people think. It is not complex, as people think. It is not that very theoretical kind of thing. It's very practical. It's very easy. So they have a six-step approach. They can use it very nicely. Okay, and they can adopt it very nicely. One of the question we are talk about, Dr. Arun has said that the strategy map will help you. So we talk about Fru strategy is built on top of this approach. We talk more about it. And just to give you an idea, that Mihai is a Romanian strategist. So he also formulated all these into one very nice methodology called strategy clockwise. So he actually combined all of them. So if somebody is wants to learn more, so he has a plenty of articles in web internet. So he combined all of them. What I just referred. So in one way or other, he put them. So it's very interesting, great, and he also trained people. So you may join that as well. Okay. So summary: strategy is about choices. There is no perfect framework. Use tools wisely. Adopt to the context, keep it simple and actionable. That's it. Okay. So now we come to Fru strategy. How Fru strategy will help you is I'll just take you. So today's session we talk about these two part, and tomorrow's session we talk about aligning and execution part. So today's session we talk about strategy analysis. So where you have to do. So when you connect these two, Richard Rumel, the good strategy and bad strategy. So this is a diagnosis part, and this is a guiding policies part, and then this is a coherent actions part. Okay. So you need to do the external analysis and internal analysis. You can do organizational assessment whenever you want to do it. Usually, it's better to start in the beginning, and then you have a strategic choices, value proposition, and capabilities required. So value proposition, to arrive at the value proposition, you need to do all these strategy analysis and choices and everything. Once you arrive at the strategy, you arrive at the value proposition, what are the capabilities required to execute this value proposition is your strategy. Okay, and how you close the gap. So you can close the gap in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. That is a strategy plan. So it's very simple. And then you align your organization, everything in the organization, every nook and corner in the organization have to be aligned. If it is not aligned, it will be a big problem for your strategy execution. Sometimes it may help you to go in a wrong direction, or it's in the opposite direction. And then you use framework like balance scorecard, I prefer. And many people use OKR, but OKR by standalone, it does not help you. It has to be done through a proper strategy framework. OKR is an execution tool, it is an isolation. But without knowing objectives, it does not help you. But if you know the objectives very well with this formulation, you can have OKRs. Then you can have a transformation. It is not linear. I just put it in a linear format to make it easy. Okay, so let us do that. So I'll take another 2 minutes to brief this and then I'll jump into the solution. Okay. So external analysis is very critical. You have to do it like Pestel. You have to do it. By far, everybody do this, and we can do through AI part very nicely. We'll help you there. I'll tell you how to do that. Then you do that. Usually, once you do the assessments, you do the Pestel analysis. Then you do the Porter's five forces. Connect with that, and then you look at actually it's an industry competition competitiveness. So how, what are the rivals, what are the new entrants, what are the substitutes, so what are the buying power of your customers and suppliers. So you will touch everything around the industry players, so be ready for that. Okay. Then you can do many other analysis, which is it's like industry life cycle. So it is not intended to do all, but it's up to you. You can do some market segmentation. So we can finally you have to convince yourself that your product market fit is there. Okay, if you don't get convinced, it is it's very difficult. Okay, so there are different ways to do it. Okay, so uh, okay, so scenario planning, actually, we can start scenario planning along with strategy analysis at the end, but it will end in the after completing your strategy formulation. So once you complete the strategy formulation, you can see that. Okay, so you can complete the rest of the actions, which I will talk about it. Okay. So of course, many people say, "Oh, don't do SWOT." Yeah, yeah. So people are used to it. So at least you know what is it your strength. Putting down the most important value is writing it something as a SWOT. It will at least help you to write it. Okay. So that is in that way SWOT analysis. Still, many people use it. Many people don't like it, but it's up to you. Okay, how to use it. So at the department level, operational level, using SWOT is almost always better. Okay. So value chain analysis, and I just skipped this here. So if you put everything together, so we need to have insights from strategy analysis, come up with the strategic options, you come up with the strategic choices, arrive at the value proposition, know your capabilities required to execute the value proposition, and then you execute it. Okay. So this is the presentation part of it. Okay, I'll just skip to demo part. If I'm not sure whether, just let me know if you're able to see the screen. Jyoti, somebody, just confirm. Okay. If you're able to see the screen, how can I know that? Because this is completely. Okay. Are you able to see the screen? Can anybody confirm? Okay. Okay. So I'll just try to brief about the solution. Jyoti, Praveen, are you able to hear me? Can you confirm if you're able to see the screen? Hmm? Then if you tell me. Okay, so I'll just try to share once again the screen. Okay, I try to share the whole window. Can you see me now? Can you see? Huh? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, another 15 minutes, I will take you through enterprise strategy management. Through strategy, enterprise strategy management is a very comprehensive tool to address all your strategy management needs. Okay. So, here we talk about strategy analysis. Okay. So, in the strategy analysis, whatever we talk about, organization structure, the strategy analysis, positioning, value proposition, capability gaps. Just confirm. You can stop by, please. Okay. Yes. Tell me. You can connect. నాతో వచ్చేసేది వచ్చి చెప్పు Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now I can see that. Okay. So hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah. So we are here in the strategy analysis. So we talk about organization structure, strategy analysis, positioning. It may, I think I have some problem here. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. So we have, like, when we do organization structure, so there is something called, we can create the structure, then we can have a mission vision values. But mission vision values usually, we create at the end, not in the beginning. Even if you create in the beginning, there will be revised later. Okay. So in the strategy analysis, so we talk about do strategy analysis, whatever you want to do it, okay, like pestle kind of thing. And then here we can also do organizational assessments, okay, which I'll talk about it. So in the organizational assessments, you can test it, like a ESG, SFO assessment, OH, organizational health index kind of thing. So you can do that. For example, if you want to do ESG analysis, okay, let us say, so you can do that. So you can find out, so what is your scores. The system has a features to do the complete assessment with multiple users automatically. So you define for industry and kind of thing. So likewise, a strategy focused organization, so you can do the assessments. Okay, this is based on the Kaplan and Norton framework. And organizational health index, so you it's a customizable questionnaires, so you can post it, the link will be shared to all your participants, they can do that. And then once they complete the setup, the interviews, so you can directly get it get the scores here. And then you can communicate. You can also know, as an administrator, you can also know individual speakers, individual users who do that. So once we do that assessment, so in the strategy analysis, okay, so so you can do a pestle or any other strategy formulation tools. Okay, so you can do any other strategy formulation tools. So like the system has capabilities to do the strategy formulation. So it will help you to do the pestle analysis both manually, and also you can you can have more information, put your competitors also in place. Okay, so likewise you can do that. And then you can have a dashboards also in that. So in that dashboards, okay, so I'm not sure whether you can see this or not. Okay, so because it's a screen, I have to, because it will open in another window. Okay, so I will show you that. So it will go to a dashboard. You can do that. Okay, uh, so you can do pestle porters kind of thing, and then you can also have a AI Explorer. How to do it artificial? I know this is not going to be. Yeah, here we have option. Good, 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 good. Yes, thank you. Okay. So now, if you do a strategy pestle analysis, you can see a dashboard, complete dashboard, how it is visible. Okay. So likewise, you can do AI level, because now we talk about everybody is AI. So if you don't talk about AI, it's not going to help you. Okay. So in AI strategy analysis, okay, so you can do pestle. So this is very interesting. So you can give. So there are two ways. So we have built AI layer. It's a private chatbot layer. Okay, so you can create it on your own and host it on your server, and nothing will be shared. One option. The second option is, if you want to really get insights from outside the world for any company, so you can use Gen AI tools. Like, you give the details here and you generate, and then you can select model, whatever, it's a chat GPT or DeepSeek or whatever. I'll give one example. So I have done just yesterday, just to showcase. Okay, so now let us say I took one company and then try to do this analysis. So likewise, the system does complete pestle analysis. Complete pestle analysis. You can't believe it is much closer than what we think. Instead of doing a lot of research, it gets. Okay, so then you can save it, you can update it, and then you can also transfer to the system. You can edit it. So this is so what it does is it gives you all the options how to do it, and then from here you can do the portals also. Okay, so likewise, so in portal also you can do that same. Okay, so you can do a portals analysis by AI. It will give you complete indicators, competitor indicators for your company. Okay, so how it does, and then other. So very interesting. We added a new cognitive model, so you can define it. So like Potter's strategy, competitive advantage. You can have more like strategic choices. You can have more, and then system will give you hypothesis, and then it will give you some validation score also. But you can always override what system does. Okay, so this way it will help you. Even if you can do SWOT for, but for SWOT you need to give your data. Okay, by default it will take the whole strategy management data into consideration, but you can also feed it from the any external files kind of thing. Likewise you can do the strategy analysis. Okay, so now let me go back to the strategy analysis. Okay, so far we have done strategy analysis. Now we talk about the real strategy formulation part. In the strategy formulation, we have like a cognitive model where this is you identify your competitive advantage. So how you do that is what is your problems. So like problems to solve and solutions to deliver is something which you can build. Okay, so it's segmentation, customer convenience, integration, alternatives, and expansion. And then in the product solution to deliver, you have a best product, your customer bonding. It's a much more elaborated version of Porter's, but this is actually inspired by Mihai. So he has a fantastic model called Delta. So we are using it. Of course, you can define all of them. So it's a human manual. You can define them. So what is it you require? You can add it more. You can remove whatever. You can do it. You can export it to Excel files, kind of thing. So the step is you define cognitive model. Okay. So what you do basically here is what are your problems for your company and what are your solutions. This could be similar to where you want to play and how to win, kind of thing. Okay. So once you do that, so you come up with the strategic choices. This is very important step. Okay. So you can take whatever business unit or whatever organization you would like to have it. Where is it? Okay. So this will is the next step. So now all the problems and solutions, whatever you have defined, may not be useful for you. So you can you can ignore some of the problems. You can keep the main problems for you. It's yours. That is where the human judgment plays. So what is it your company does for your clients? So you can select. So here you can give the strength, and I mean like weightage. So you define what are the problems and solutions. So this will be complete list of your strategic choices. Now in these strategic choices, what you have to do is you need to combine it into a positioning. Now this is where we talk about strategic positioning. Okay, so now you just link them one to others. Okay, so you link this problem will be solved by this solution. Likewise, you link that, then you have some summary. I would like to just skip that. So we have a value proposition. This is the strategy part. Okay, so you come up with your all activity types. Okay, and then your strategic choices. So you come up with a complete value proposition, and you also identify some trade-offs. That means you don't worry about it. Okay, so you can say priority, you can set, and you can also see what is the start date, end date, and who is the owner for this kind of thing. So you define complete value proposition. For this value proposition, you need to identify capabilities required. Okay, this is very important exercise. No AI will do it. AI will help you to do this, but this is something which you need to do it. Because, for example, okay, so you need to really identify what is it you are going to do for you. Okay, so this is the capability required for you to deliver this value proposition. and then who is the owner, how you link this to the execution. That's fair. Now let us go to the capability gaps. Okay, so now you have all the gaps identified, and then how you want to close it. So in a what way you want to close them. Okay, so you by strategic object here. This is where even if you are using OKR or balanced scorecard, it does not matter. Primarily, we suggest go for balanced scorecard, and then come up with a design uh, design of a strategy map. So your strategy map is just did not come just like that. So it's not a white paper. You just come up and do it. So it can all the way from analysis, assessments, and come up with your strategy, and it can be done very easily, very fast. Any user can do it. So this is the capability gap, and this is how the strategy map or strategy plan can be made. Hope it is clear. I'm not able to see the questions kind of thing, but once I remove the share, I'll look into it. So we have revenue gap model. So revenue gap model is a pure Kaplan and Norton based model. So for a given revenues for next 3 to 5 years, if you want to close the gap, so what are the capabilities required and how what are the strategic objectives, initiatives are linked. So that can be given. So you identify the what is your projections first. So what is your business projections? This is again an outcome of your strategy planning part. Then what are the gaps and how you close it. So both ways you can do it. In the capability gaps, it's more like a complete strategy map. So here it will give you what are the key initiatives which help you to close. Okay, so both are they are mutually exclusive. So you don't have to. You can do both, or you can do alone. Whatever you can do it. Okay, but capability gap closure is a mandatory. Revenue gap closure is an optional, and it will really give an, a good idea while the execution. So instead of keeping it open, so you can do that. Okay, and then I think that's a more important. One of the most important is the scenario planning part. Okay, so scenario planning part you can do it. Okay, so this is a complete. You can define all scenarios. Okay, so you can create story also. So you can it will tell you how which scenario planning is very important nowadays because there are so many variables uncertainties are around the globe. So you need to see which is the scenario which is active. So define combination of things which can happen, and then at any given point of time you need to validate it which is active, which scenario is active, and what is it action you need to take. We have to at least a monthly exercise. This has to be done formally. Okay, otherwise you will end up in a problem. You will be thinking something and you get lost. But as with as Mr. my earlier speaker said, you need to keep watch on the market. Okay, so this is one way how the scenario planning is done. Okay, so now I'll just skip back to our AI part. Okay, so I would like to take you, if you want to do a large organization assessments, so there is something called interview chartboard. All this, what you are talking about, everything you get in a true strategy. With one license, I mean, with the licensing, you get it all. Okay, and it is all based on the best practices. We did not reinvent the wheel. It's a most, at least 20 25 strategy experts have contributed to this. Okay, so there is something called if you want to conduct a huge interview and people don't want to write something, so they want to speak. So how to do that? AI is helpful there. So you can conduct an interview by sharing a link. Okay, so give a record some questions from your side. My CEO or COO can put a
What
questions.
is your
So
assessment on mobilized change through executive leadership? Please
so you
explain.
ask so you ask 5 6 questions or 10 questions, not more than that, and then the link can be open and everybody can record their answer. Then the voice will be converted into text. Okay, and then you can also review your answers, so you can see all your answers how it is done. Okay, now what AI do here is that's a trick part. So that's a trick part. So what as an administrator, what it is done is, oh, okay, this is also not administrator. Okay, so I just missed it. Okay, so I have to come back. I have to go back and come back. So let me try this. This is the one important point I would like to talk about. Okay. So you can create who are the stakeholders who want to take the interview. So you can create all back office steps. Okay. Then you can configure who are the users want to take it, and then finally, you get the assessment. Finally, the so you whatever interviews you have conducted with 1,000 people or whatever. So the system will help you to consolidate all and bring the insights in a very shorter using the NLP of the AI based. I hope it works. I did not try it for some time. So it also stores in the data format in a different way, and it will give you answer. Okay, so I think this is the main part of things. I will try to. I'll just keep it open. There are many reports and dashboards. Execution part. So there is a complete balance scorecard, people performance, and things are there. The modules, so which can help you to do what is required for the aligning the organization and also execution. So with that, I think it came. Yeah. Share this tab. So in the assessment, so even if you have 1,000 questions, you can get the answer. So this will give you the some kind of summary. Okay, it will give you some summary. This will help you. Okay, instead of you do interviews manually, conduct it and do all those stuff of things. So you can do that. So I have another 5 minutes, I guess. Okay. So I would like to brief that this is something which is there is something called tomorrow we will be talking about all other things how to do. Very quick introduction is we have aligning the people, processes, the projects, risk and compliance, budgeting. Okay, and then of course Office of Strategy Management to manage all your strategy office, integrations with the systems to get the data, and then AI Explorer. So this is tomorrow's session. I believe it is the third or fourth session. Okay, please watch. You can see all of that. So with that, I take an opportunity to tell you thank, and if I have any questions, I will take it up. I'll stop screen share. Okay, if there is any question, I would like to take it up. Uh, okay, so we have 5 more minutes in the session. So hope you got some ideas what True Strategy will do. Basically, if until since I have another 4 5 minutes, so what is the most important thing is since AI has come and then technology is there, so it is very easy to convert. It's very simple, easy to technology can be enabled to help you. Okay. So you don't have to start from the scratch for everything. So what Full Strategy does is it builds you a nice platform, best practices. Okay, and then on top of it, if you hire any consultant or any other expert or your internal, they can use it. Okay, uh, readily, faster, and all the templates are available, so you don't have to use it separately and keep it in Excel files, kind of thing. So everything is available, and including you can store all your strategy files into that, so it can be available handy for whatever the decisions you have taken. So in the tomorrow's session, I will tell more about strategy execution part, which is project management. We talk about the people performance. We talk about budgets and how the whole transformation take place, how to measure the whole transformation. We'll talk about tomorrow, and then we are open for any questions, kind of thing. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. So I hope we don't have much questions, and then we have around 3 minutes left. If there is any question, I would like to remind that please share YouTube link to all. As you have, yeah. So it's just that link you need to use it. So please, maybe after some time, um, the LinkedIn channel may stop because it has a restriction of 4 hours for any outside uh, broadcasting. So use this link, but uh, uh, we are using Restream for streaming the event, so it is uninterrupted for YouTube until 6 p.m. IST today. So, yeah. So, thank you very much, and I wish you good luck for all the strategy management